Does the Czech team stand any chance against Portugal tonight? What will be the likely tactic from the Czechs? Which Sparta Prague and Liverpool FC players have impressed at the Euros so far? And what are collective nouns and how do we use them in English? Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Footglish Podcast. My name is Zdenek. I'm an English teacher and a football fan. And you might be wondering, what on earth is the Footglish Podcast? Well, it is a podcast about football that can help you get better at English. And today I'm going to be talking about the Czech team because we're playing against Portugal, our first game. And I'm joined by a countryman from the Czech Republic, Mikolas Tucek. Hi, Mikolas.
Cheers. Welcome, everybody.
How are you doing?
Great. Yeah. Not a big expectations ahead of today's game, so we will see.
All right. Well, you are a well-known personality for different reasons. You are a computer games expert, a TV personality, an influencer, but also, and that's the main thing for us here, a football fanatic.
Football fanatic, yeah, certainly. I realized during my career, which mostly covered computer games, then I really follow football, and I kick off some projects during the years. Most important was like Premiership.cz, which was like 2007-8. And after many years, I realized that I want to start some, small projects. So I kicked off Football Fanatics at the beginning, mostly like Facebook blog, kind of focus on transfer rumors. And it was TV show for 1 year, so I'm really glad and I'm enjoying it. It's kind of passion project for me.
No, I am subscribed to it. It is in Czech, we should say, because this podcast is in English. So it's a YouTube channel, right? It's a YouTube channel.
And it's a YouTube channel as well with very lousy production, but just me talking for an hour about the stuff and no editing, no videos, mixing. So kind of it is what it is.
Well, sometimes these are the best, because they are the most authentic ones. But
it's certainly authentic.
That's what we like here on the Footglish Podcast. But we can see you are a Liverpool fan. Also, from that channel, I know you are a Sparta Prague fan. But today, you're also a Czech fan, or should I say Czechia fan? Which one?
Well, I kind of struggle with Czechia still, so I don't care if you say Czech Republic. I'm still used to it, but I'm a fan of both teams. Yes, Czechia and Czech Republic as well.
We should explain it's just one team, but we have two different names of the same country, which no one understands why it even happened. But yeah,
certainly, yeah.
Right. So. What are you expecting tonight then? The first game against Portugal, one of the favorites of the tournament. A tough game to start, right?
Not much. I'm of course I'm looking forward to start of our start for Euros, but I think the Portugal is one of the main favorites. Probably they will get some medal, and when you compare those squads, then it's gonna be really tough. So I don't expect much. I'm usually when I don't expect much, I might be surprised, but I don't think I'll be surprised today.
Okay, so if you were to bet, because I know you are also a betting man, so if you were to bet on anything in this game, what would it be then?
It probably will be that Portugal will win for more than one goal. That's what I expect. That's what I expect. Because the friendly games before the tournament wasn't great. We picked kind of. I don't want to offend anybody, but it wasn't the 8 teams we played, and we struggled with them. We had some very weird injury, which the main coach kind of tried to cover it with. It was on bike. It wasn't on bike. So it kind of reminds me the good old football in Czech Republic, which is not really great, position. But there are still some great guys, and they're not in great shape, I guess. Like Schick, so far so Czech, Ložek, they didn't have a great season. So we will see. But sometimes it's tournament, and I expect us to lose today, but there are games with Turkey and Georgia, which hopefully will get us through the group.
Hmm. Well, as you said, there have been some tough things happening around the team. So some weird injuries, an injury on a bicycle, or was it a tricycle? Someone
Yeah,
trying to go down a hill in the mountains. A bit weird. You would do something like that, an adrenaline sport as a professional footballer, preparing yourself for the
yeah,
Euros.
exactly.
It's a bit strange. Also, we need to mention that we have had a manager change, which was quite a significant and really surprising for foreign media. Basically, we had a manager who got us to the Euros, right? We qualified, and that manager decided to resign on the last day at a press conference. And so now we have a new manager, and he has won all 4 friendly matches so far. But as you said, he hasn't really covered himself in much glory with those performances. But could that be a good thing? Could that be a good thing, that maybe he's hiding his tactics and he isn't really,
Okay, it's
you know?
very clever. He's a wise guy. I don't want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
show the world how strong we are. Hopefully, hopefully, I don't expect that. But on the other side, Jaroslav Šilhavý, which is the former manager of national team, he had some issues with mostly behavior. There is a famous party in Olomouc, which like 3 guys during the qualification group went to pub with all the social media coverage these days. It was
a
so
club,
big.
wasn't it? It was a
Yeah,
club.
it was Club Belmondo. Is
Yeah, Belmondo. Yeah,
very famous from that day.
it's more famous now after that, obviously.
Certainly, yeah,
It's such a
certainly.
great marketing, um,
Kind
sort
of,
of
yeah. So
event. Yeah.
let's invite some 3 drunken Czech national team guys to hop up, and we'll be famous. So I understood that he resigned, and I understood that they picked Ivan Hasek, which is, I heard on some podcasts like Totally Football Show that Ivan Hasek. So it's called Ivan Hasek, and he's a great person from my point of view, but from his like career wise, it's not top last 10-20 years. So again, that's the reason I don't have big expectations. But
Yeah.
he's certainly like strict guy, so which I think was necessary.
Hmm. No, I kind of like his sort of down to earth approach, especially like when he admitted that they had made a mistake when they tried to cover the injury. I like that. And also it seems to be that he's quite positive as well, when it comes to sort of presenting
Mm.
himself in the media and in press conferences. He speaks in a positive way. I think this is the right approach, rather than, for example, in the Belgium team where Kevin De Bruyne says like, we don't, almost as if they don't stand any chance, some sort of negativity before the game against
And
Slovakia, and then no surprise they lost that game, right?
that's for the second time. He had the same quote before the World Cup in Qatar. So I don't really get it. Like if that was like, okay, ease the pressure, we are not favorites of the tournament, then it certainly didn't work, as we can see.
Yeah. Okay, then. Well, so tonight you think we will probably lose. So what would be your tactics if you were in the position of Ivan Hasek? Is it more important not to concede many goals, sort of to stand a good chance later in the later um, part of this group stage, or should we just go for it?
I think the wise approach is to not concede as many as we probably will, because it's a group. there's a high chance that Portugal beat everyone in this group. So that might, with some draws, that might help. But I think Ivan Hasek is kind of. I don't understand why he doesn't really use data, because I read some interviews, like especially like on those days, he might change. I don't know. It was like, oh, data. Well, I'm the football man, I can see it. But in 2024, the data is like, I think it's crucial part. I don't want to say the most important, but it's crucial. It can help you a lot. Understand your weakness, strength, understand weakness and strength of the opponent. So
Hmm.
I really hope that their assistants, which are much younger and I guess much modern, with modern approach, then they'll take care of it. So we will see. Anyway, Portugal is like, you can
Yeah.
name 11, the starting 11 from your head, and it's not usual because they are superstars. So
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I should ask you about Ronaldo as well. Obviously, he is the biggest name here. And is it actually an advantage for us that he is in the team and he will probably start? Could that be an advantage? Because I heard some pundits say it in that kind of way, which is strange.
many pundits that
Yeah.
in modern day, like you have to press high. He's not really famous for that. It's not his specialty. So it might help us. On other side, he might score 3 times and kind of confirm that he's one of the best players ever.
Hmm. Okay, so you expect some kind of park the bus style, or will we be more active? Or do you think we
I
will just sit back and
I think we will sit back and we will see. There's
so
like Bruno Fernandes, which is really good with the final passes. So, and the team is full of stars. Bernardo Silva, oh my God, what a player is it?
yeah, okay, so we'll probably be defending in like 10, 11 players. That's
I
not going to
think
be much fun, but if it brings the results, then I'm up for it personally. And we have seen
so.
David Moyes at West Ham. We've got two players who play for West Ham, Soucek and Soufal, so they are pretty much used to that kind of style. So perhaps that's what's going to happen there. But we could also all be surprised. And
Yeah,
another thing could happen is that we get underestimated by our opponent. It's
I don't
possible.
think that with the first game, they are looking forward for the whole season. Almost everybody, that they will underestimate us. I'll be surprised. That will be the
Oh,
biggest surprise of the surprises possible.
speaking of surprises, what do you make of yesterday's result of the Slovak team against Belgium?
I thought so just first half. So I can see that the, Belgium is kind of, except the Doku, which is like he's super fast and super skill, has great dribbling, but they are kind of bit slower than they probably should be, and it was a big surprise. Like I didn't expect much from Belgium, I must say. They are like first team who should be promoted from this group, but we saw it in Qatar that this golden generation is a bit rusty these days. So it's probably, we will see, but it might be their end.
Fair enough. Well, that's definitely got off to a terrible start, especially
Mm.
because Slovakia, well, now
Was
especially after what had happened in the previous match,
mm.
Romania beating Ukraine, it's going to be quite tough now for Belgium to even get out of this group.
They
You
still
know,
have Romania and Ukraine. Ukraine, I was, of course, I'm like big fan from obvious reasons, but they didn't look like they're ready for it. So we will
yeah.
see. That the pressure must be like unbelievable.
Mhm.
At least they can bring some football results, home, and it probably won't happen.
And As a Sparta Prague fan, how did
Mhm.
the goal that Stanchu scored make you feel? I wonder, because Stanchu used to play for Sparta. He didn't win any titles there at all. Then he moved to Slavia. He did much better there. Now he's in Saudi Arabia, but I think he's a Romanian captain and he scored a wonder goal. It was an absolute screamer. So how
That
did
was
that make you feel? I wonder. I wonder.
well, I don't have a hard feelings, of course. So when he left Sparta Prague, it was kind of traitor, Judas
I don't
stuff.
have hard feelings. He's a traitor, Judas.
No,
Wow.
that was like the whole
The
atmosphere.
narrative.
I
Yeah, the
I
narrative.
I got it. I got it, and he's a brilliant player. And slightly sad that he's playing in Saudi Arabia. I don't follow that league. I understand that the money are probably really different from the rest of the world, but I would love to see him in some, you know, top five leagues, and he's still gorgeous. Yeah, we saw it. We saw it in Prague. We saw it in Slavia, slightly more.
He's a very talented player indeed. And any other players that play for Sparta Prague at the tournament, or indeed Liverpool FC, the two teams you support, any other players that have impressed you so far in the Euros?
Well, of course, Haraslin has a great game yesterday for Slovakia. And I saw, well, Virgil is Virgil, of course. He didn't seem like in great shape. I think that the first goal was slightly his mistake, but I had a feeling from Netherlands that then they are always able to switch to another gear and kind of push more and play more aggressive and better. So it wasn't great game, but I expect them that certainly they will go to quarterfinals, kind of.
And also the best player of the Czech league, Vilko Birmancevic. I didn't think he played really well in that cameo he had, like 20-minute cameo. What do you think of that?
I didn't see this game, so I don't know. That's great. That's Serbia for me. It's kind of, there's a bigger group of possible dark horses. Serbia is
Yeah.
certainly was certainly one of them before the tournament, and they kind of confirm it.
Absolutely. Well, Mikolas, tell us again where we can find you, if there are any listeners that can speak Czech, where can they find you?
I have a Football Fanatics YouTube channel. Publish weekly. It's really passion side project. It's not my main business, but usually I'm trying to do my best to at least every morning or midday or afternoon to bring some rumors on our Facebook page, which is kind of boomer stuff, Facebook. But I like the writings about it, and the other social medias are not suitable for it. Instagram, especially TikTok, because I'm not on TikTok for also obvious reasons, and
I'm with you on that.
so Facebook and YouTube Football Fanatics, CZ probably, because there are many football fanatics, but I hope you'll find a proper one.
Football Fanatics, as in there is an apostrophe as well, because it belongs to you. It's your sort of channel. Because Football Fanatics, it could be the plural of the word fanatic, or it could be with the apostrophe. So that's the one you have.
That's a good that you mention it. That was my reason. Like, it's mine, but as we are football fanatics, we can work on it together. Mostly, I'm working on it by myself, but I love it.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. I'm a fan. Okay, thank you very much, Mikolas, for featuring on today's episode of the Footglish Podcast. And let's
Cheers.
go, Czechs. Let's go. Come on.
Come on. Cheers. Bye.
All right, guys, welcome back. And in this part of the show, I'm going to teach you something because I'm an English teacher, you see, so I might as well do my job here. Mikolas said, there's a high chance that Portugal beat everyone in this group. And I really like the way he uses the verb beat here. Now, you might think, why is it not beats? Portugal is a singular noun, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is the name of a country, so it is a singular noun. Also, we call it a proper noun. But when you are referring to a team, the Portuguese team, which certainly Mikolas was talking about, then we can really use the verb in this form as if it was plural, right? And that's because team is a collective noun. A collective noun is a noun which refers to a group of people, right? So in English, we can either use a singular verb after a collective noun or a plural verb. Now, the difference is that if you, for example, say that this team is playing well, you are basically focusing on the team as a unit. You mean the club, right? But you don't care about the individuals so much. Maybe a better example would be this team has established itself on the map of the world football. I don't know, maybe Georgia. Okay. Now, if you are referring to the players, if you want to emphasize and stress the individual members of that team, then you can really, or you should certainly use the verb in the plural form. So, for example, you would say something like, the Czech team are not playing really well tonight, or the Portuguese team are excellent tonight. Okay. And this is very common in commentaries, in football commentaries in the UK. So you may hear things like Arsenal are under the cosh today, or Liverpool play excellent football these days, or I don't know, something like that. Okay. So hopefully this is clear. I can give you some more examples of collective nouns. These are words like family, police, board. What else is there? Government. Yeah, so it's either followed by a verb in a singular form or a verb in a plural form, depending on what you want to emphasize. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. That's it. That's it. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast if you like football and if you want to learn something here. This is the right place for you. And I've just started with this podcast, so I'm trying to find some sort of audience, right? So it's going to take some time for this podcast to take off, but with your help, hopefully, if you like it, with your help and support, we can get there one day. So thank you very much for listening, and let's go Czechs again. We need to win it, or draw, or lose by not so many goals, I guess. Bye bye, guys. Cheers.